And also that is what I will be talking about. We're talking about Possible, which is a platform for VR training. I go to a little bit of detail and show you also a little demo of it. First of all, though, if my clicker works, that's me. I'm the co-founder of World of VR. We built this platform over the past couple of years, and we are hailing from Cologne, which is a very friendly brother to Düsseldorf, of course, for those local here, and have been building this over a couple of years. You've already seen a kind of picture like that today here, but I just want to show you where in this whole metaverse space we see ourselves and how we connect to that. A little bit of history. We are currently developing the Web 3.0 stage, so to say. This is one of the definitions or pictures that you can find on the internet. This is done by Versus, and there are these three layers, which I think is put it together quite simply, which a large part of it is based on Web 3, which is blockchain based. Then we have a lot of AI services, a logical layer, and then we have the device, the interface that we've heard a lot about today, which is cross-device, like the previous narrator said, but also XR, and that's where we come in. We are kind of coming in from the top layer, from the user experience layer. So we have all these layers that add infrastructure, that decentralized infrastructure, that add logic, but also that create immersive experiences. Morgan Stanley in an advisory said that the metaverse will replace the mobile internet with a more immersive experience. Now you heard this word immersive a lot these past hours, and this is where XR really plays its big role, its big part, is that we kind of are in this content, we are in this world, in this internet. What we are doing, our nature, our space in that is trainings, and we built a platform that I want to show you that everything can be learned immersively. Now it's possible. So this, excuse me about the German, but this is a virtual reality training platform that focuses on professional trainings and qualifications in the work environment. And interestingly, like we said before, it's kind of like a world of endless content. There's always more content to be added, and you have this stream of endless content that always comes to this platform. So everything is based in the cloud, and you know that everything metaverse will be very cloud heavy, very streaming heavy, and so also this one, because we have a lot of data, a lot of 3D data that we have to bring onto the device, we have to teleport from one 3D set to the next, and we have to bring that also onto the device, so we work a lot with streaming. We do focus on VR and the desktop version, but this VR is very wireless. I don't know when's the last time you've tried VR glasses, but they are very, very light and very, very easy to use at the moment already. Thanks also to, all things considered, Meta or Facebook's investing several billions every year to further develop and make it more accessible, the devices. Now, what's really interesting is a lot of people, when you think about VR and learning in VR, maybe everything that comes to mind is a lot of solitary experience. I am in this world and I will learn something and get better with it, which is true. But the whole power of metaverse is social. The more you can connect in these worlds, the more interesting and the more exciting it gets for you. So everything that you can learn, you can also learn together. And that is really where the beauty of collaborative learning and a little bit of slice of a metaverse comes in, that everything that you can experience with other people too. And that adds a whole new layer. I mean, when's the last time you have completed an e-learning on a web platform? Have you ever done that together with somebody else? I mean, except for asking for the solution, so you don't really have to learn about it. But if you get into the content and if you really want to learn about it, and I will show you in a minute, then it really becomes fun to learn together, just like in real life. And of course, if you can learn with other people, you can also learn from professionals, and it's a big, big step or big platform for VR coaches, for coaches that step into the next layer of media, which is VR or the metaverse. So all this you can do out of this one platform, and This is a little bit of a screen capture, a pre-recorded session that I will show you here and explain a little bit about what's going on. So of course, you have to log in, so you have your learning history that will be recorded. And inside this living room, the space that is yours, you have your own personal space. You have access to the library, a little bit like a Netflix. You can see there's a lot of different learning content, soft skill trainings, technical trainings. You can also set your environment to any space you want to be, like we have seen a little bit of a meditative effect here. And the most beautiful part, of course, is when we join others, and you can quickly create a new session, a learning session, so to say, or you can join a learning session that's ongoing, for example, in your company, and that will teleport you from your own space into a meeting space. You know, that feels familiar, okay? I'm going into a meeting room, so to say, or I teleport into a meeting room. Teleportation, by the way, a word that we always associated with the metaverse, because we always jump rooms. And there are a couple of new people who join. These are all player characters, so to say. These are not AI-driven. These are real people, and they come together like in a Zoom meeting, but everybody is wearing their own headset and has configured their own avatar. Of course, we heard it before, but it's really interesting to see that people really love to configure their own self-identity in 3D, in the 3D space. And of course, we'll kind of start to chat, everything, the voice, of course, the speech transportation is included, and the first talks, the first discussions are going on. Interestingly, what we found out is that will never go away is emojis, even though you can do everything. People love to put a smiley or a thumbs up or a thumbs down via an emoji. It gives them another layer of expression that is very popular. Okay, now we got the whole group together. One is still going for a coffee, okay, and now what can you do? Okay, you can use this meeting room, you can collaborate to some extent, but interesting, or the most interesting part of collaborating and learning is to jump into different learning contexts, into new learning worlds. And that is what we'll see in the next step. So we access again, as a coach, I can access again the library. And we can start, like we saw before, with something that I uploaded previously to show in the session. I can upload a PowerPoint, a PDF, a classical video, everything that I have on my computer, and I can use it like in a cinematic environment with my people here in a learning session, like an opener, for example, or a diagram. That's me, by the way. That's the avatar I configured for myself. But of course, it gets more interesting the more immersive and interactive the content gets. One thing that we use a lot for soft skilling, for example for leadership training, is 360-degree video content. This puts you kind of inside a video stream where, in this situation, everybody in my learning group, we're all kind of teleported into the chair of this person here who is getting an assignment from the boss, kind of like a role play setting. And there are different kind of scenarios that you can play, but in this scenario we have a good chef, like a good boss, who's doing a good job on delegating a certain task to me. But I can jump out and jump into the next setting or the next scenario to really have a bit of variety how a leadership scenario can play out. But in the sense of time, I also want to show another case, another setting, which is the interactive 3D environment or 3D trainings. Something similar along the lines that you've just seen, a digital twin of a learning process. For example, we're now going into a training for a vehicle and the battery training. Meaning, how do you change a battery, how do you change a wiring in an electric vehicle? Here, for example, Volkswagen. So we get teleported, like I said, we teleport all the time. Different scenario, we teleport into this construction hall space, and we have this model that we can exchange, of course, to different kind of car models, and every of this car model, what we can never do in reality, we can kind of slice the layers, just like we just saw with the brain, we can also do with objects, with things. So I have my team here, you see, with the names in this space. We're using a lot of resources, so we only see our hands. And now I will explain a little bit about the training session that we are going to go into here. and the things that we're about to learn, and then I can switch to a kind of a see-through model here to strip down the car to its electric components that are built into. And in this is a little bit of Jerry, I don't know, this is not from the recording. So now we can go into it and exchange components, talk about components, and see how it all connects inside the vehicle without, dismantling the whole vehicle as well. So we could do this for several vehicles and several components and parts. And the automotive industry has done a very good job in preparing this, having digital twins, very detailed 3D models available that we just need to put into these learning and training scenarios where we can go into with our whole team. And we have a lot of learning ahead of us with this new electric vehicle and batteries. We can put all our team in here and go through this whole session together. Okay? So this is just a quick run-through of a learning experience on the possible platform, and there, like you can see, there's a lot more content there, but just in the sense of time, we say goodbye to the team once they're loaded into the meeting room. Then we can say goodbye to the team. Sorry about this jankiness of the video, there's some interference here, and have enjoyed a quick session together in the learning space. So this is what's possible today, and of course this will always be further developed and integrated into the other metaverse technologies. We can have micro certificates for the trainings that we finished on the blockchain that are ours to keep. We can make our avatars into NFTs, or we can buy avatar NFTs from famous people, for example, and use them as our own avatar in this space. And of course, we're working towards a massively World of Warcraft style, if you know, like a massively open learning campus where you can spontaneously find people to learn together that are interested in the same topic, maybe have the same knowledge level, and you can go spontaneously, real time, into learning together. Thank you. If you have more questions, we also have a booth here at the CGI booth at the other end of the hall, and you can try it out over there. Just look for the VR glasses, and if you're interested, try it out.